Welcome to tonight's presentation of the Pro Basketball Association. If you want pro, you want the PBA.
A pleasant good evening to you, and thank you for joining us for this broadcast on Triangle Media by 1891 for this matchup between the George Vipers in their purple uniforms taking on the Dothan Snipers in their yellow uniforms. We are ready for the opening tip, won by the George Vipers, and away we go here for the first quarter of action. Quick shot on the way by Cortez Chaney. It misses off left iron, and here come the Dothan Snipers bringing it up the floor. 10-minute quarters here for this opening matchup between these two teams. That is Jamarcus Nunnally at the controls there. Now here's Jordan Neal. Dothan Snipers getting their offense set up here right in front of the Georgia Vipers bench. Drive and kick. It goes onto the floor, and it's a turnover by Alquan Mendenhall. And the Vipers now trying to get their offense set up. Nice drive and dish, and on the low block for the finish. There is the Georgia Vipers' first basket of this evening's contest. 2-0 edge early on. Within the first minute of play here in this first quarter. Glad you're joining us for this broadcast. Philip Kern with you this evening. A three on the way off left iron. Rebound collected by Izell Pierce for the Georgia Vipers. And bringing it up the floor for the third possession of this quarter. Cornelius Thomas with it on the top of the three-point arc. 10 seconds left on the shot clock here for the Vipers. Pierce feeding it down low. Trying to get a clear shot off, kicking it back out beyond the three-point line. 3 seconds left to shoot it. On the drive, up and over, and can't convert. Rebound collected there by the Dothan Snipers. That was Jordan Neal who ultimately collected it. And here comes Jamarcus Nunnally on the drive. Baseline jumper. Yes, sir. Jamarcus Nunnally gets the Dothan Snipers on the board. We're even up at 2. Minute and a half gone by here. 3-ball on the way. Rims in and out by Mendenhall. And the Snipers with the board. Nunnally brings it up the floor. Nunnally on the drive. Fades back. Draws a contact. Gets it to fall. And gets the and one. Jamarcus Nunnally taking it coast to coast and gets himself to the free throw line for an and one opportunity. Nunnally for the and one. Can't convert. Loose ball there for a moment, and it goes back to the Georgia Vipers. Bringing it up the floor. That is Pierce on the drive. Goes in between a couple of Snipers defenders, and he will draw some contact and a foul. It's a non-shooting foul, however, so the Vipers will inbound it right near the Dothan Snipers bench. A new 24-second shot clock here on this possession. Thomas being guarded closely at half court by Neal. Chaney trying to come up here to give help for a screen. Thomas doesn't need it. Tries to finish at the glass. He can't convert. Steal in the backcourt, and it's recovered by the Vipers. A 3-ball on the way. Rims in and out. Jordan Neal with the rebound, and here come the Snipers once again. 7:47 to go here in this first quarter. A lot of back and forth action. Not too much offense to show for it, however. There's the kick on Nunnally. The ball fake. The three. Off front iron. And it rolls out of bounds. Last touch by the Snipers. Actually, last touch by the Vipers, so it will remain Sniper possession. No, actually, it will be Viper basketball. Inbounding it with 2.5 minutes gone by here in this first quarter. Contact and a foul there at the three-point line. They will get Adrian Fulmar with the body bump. And the Snipers immediately going to their bench for some substitutions. And Fulmar will head to the bench. And we will get our first look at Zay Wimberly, who will check in for the first time. Inbounding it to Darrell White, bringing it up to the front court. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. White using the screen, going to his left towards the far baseline. Finds Chaney, feeds it down low to Pierce. Turns around and gets the finish. And Ezell Pierce evens it up at 4 apiece. Nunnally up the floor in front of the Viper bench. Trying to dissect that defense there. Nunnally on the drive, the kick out. Ball fake by Trey Jackson. Tries to drive inside, off glass, and doesn't hit. And rebound collected by the Vipers, and here they come in transition. 2-on-1 break. Stop and pop for 3. Yes, sir. Darrell White knocks down the 3 and gives the Georgia Vipers a 7-4 lead. Snipers up the floor. Trey Jackson using the screen, going to his right. Will launch from 3 to respond. Too strong off the rim. Offensive rebound goes right back to the Snipers, and Zay Wimberly gets the second chance bucket. 7-6 now, still in favor of the Vipers. 6:24 to go here in this first quarter. Chaney thought about it. Swinging it around. Thomas drives into the key. Kicks back out to White. White, ball fake. Steps towards the baseline and brings it back out beyond the three-point line. White to his left-hand side. Over the defender. Can't finish. Rebound by Zay Wimberly of the Snipers. Nunnally bringing it into the front court. 6-minute mark here in the first quarter. Neal with it. Feed down low to the left block. Fade back jumper is good for Jeremy Shannon, his first bucket of the quarter. And the Snipers retake the lead at 8-7. Offense starting to pick up. Shots are starting to fall a little bit more. White bringing it into the front court. Chaney, nice ball movement. Finds Mendenhall for 3 and splash that one down. Vipers retaking the lead, 10-8 there after that Mendenhall three-pointer. Snipers looking to respond here, setting up a screen for Jackson. Trying to feed it on the inside. Last touch by the Vipers, so it remains Sniper basketball. And we will have a substitution. And checking in for the first time for the Snipers is Jordan Allen. He will get his first minutes of this contest here. 10-8 lead for the Vipers. 5:22 left to go here in this first quarter. Allen going right into the thick of things as he will inbound it underneath the Viper basket. Finds Octavius Thomas. Feeds it down low to Wimberly for the finish, and he converts inside the paint. All knotted up at 10. Coming up on the midway point here in this first quarter. Chaney on the drive, gets into the paint. Free throw jumper and gets it to drop. Chaney with his first basket gives the Vipers a lead again, 12-10. Thomas into the front court. There was Wimberly calling for it on the low block. Thomas instead launches for 3, and that one goes through. Very back and forth here in this first quarter. Snipers retaking the lead. Mendenhall, free throw, elbow jumper, and he gets it to fall with a nice response there. Vipers up 14-13. Here is Thomas on the drive, tries to kick it out, and they call him for a travel, and it will go back to the Vipers. Chaney with it up the floor, 4:25 to go. Has a good look for a 3. He takes it, and he hits it. Chaney with 5 points already, providing some backcourt pressure. It's now a 17-13 lead for the Vipers. Trey Jackson bringing it up into the front court. He will stop and pop from 3. Too strong off back iron. Ezell Pierce with the rebound, and here come the Vipers in transition. 3-on-2. Chaney launches from 3 again, and he is starting to feel it. And that is going to prompt the Dothan Snipers to call a timeout here. 3:58 to go in the first quarter. Vipers already putting on a big run here. At 3:57 left to go, it is the Vipers ahead, 20-13. You are watching this broadcast of PBA basketball on Triangle Media, presented by 1891 Media. Coming out of the timeout here as the Georgia Vipers leading the Dothan Snipers by a score of 20-13. The Vipers on an 8-0 run to bring us to this point of the first quarter, and so we will see what adjustments the Snipers are making. And right now, already you're seeing the Vipers bringing in some full court pressure, and here they come. Potential easy basket here. The feed down low to Darrell White for the finish. Off the turnover in the backcourt, and the Vipers now with a 9-point lead. They still continue to bring the full court pressure defense here. 3:40 to go in this first quarter. Snipers break the press, and another steal there as it's recovered by Cornelius Thomas. Now goes right back to the Snipers. A three on the way, and it grazes the front rim. That's by Jordan Neal. And the offensive rebound by Robert Lampley, and he gets himself to the line for 2 free throws. Bit of a break there for the Snipers as they were feeling the pinch of that full court pressure defense by the Georgia Vipers. And so Robert Lampley with first of 2 free throws coming up. And clanks it off left iron on that first attempt. Mentioned earlier, the Snipers in their yellow uniforms, the Vipers in their purple. Second free throw on the way is good, so Lampley splits the pair. It's now 22-14 advantage for the Vipers. 3:23 to go in this first quarter. Chaney on the drive to his right-hand side, goes up and finishes off the glass. Cortez Chaney making his mark here in this first quarter. Vipers up by 10, their largest lead of this contest in this first quarter. Quick three on the way in response, and a big three there, knocked down by Jordan Allen. Now brings the Snipers to within 7. 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Darrell White bringing it up to the front court. Kicks it back out to Cornelius Thomas. Thomas, left-hand drive, splits the defense, and a foul and a whistle on the floor here. And a foul away from the basket on the Snipers, and so Vipers will inbound it underneath the Sniper basket. 2:49 left to go here in this first quarter. Otis Jones now in the game here for the Vipers. And they find Jones beyond the three-point line. Drives to his right side. Chaney looking around, but instead it goes to Mendenhall. Mendenhall fires from 3, and he's starting to feel it as well. Alquan Mendenhall. Couple of threes to his credit here. Vipers retain their 10-point lead. 2:30 to go in this first quarter. There's another turnover. Chaney off the steal, gets the finish. Vipers not wasting any time here. They continue to dial up that full court pressure defense. Snipers find a way to break it. There is a spin move and a baseline drive by Trey Jackson, and gets that one to fall. Vipers now up by 10. Here is White on the drive, gets the contact, and gets himself to the line for 2 free throws. Tempo really getting cranked up here for the Georgia Vipers, and they've really started to hit their stride out of that timeout, especially when they were ahead 20-13. They've even taken more of a control of this game here in this first quarter, as first free throw from White is good. Substitutions now for the Snipers. Adrian Fulmar checking back in. Second free throw now on the way from Darrell White. Free throw up and good, and so White connects on both free throws. Now a 31-19 lead for the Vipers. And a whistle and a traveling violation on the Snipers. And so they continue to make life difficult for themselves, and gives the Vipers another possession. Chaney off the dribble using the screen. Fires away from 3, and it's off front iron. Otis Jones going for the rebound. Taps it away to his teammate. Another 3 on the way from the Vipers. Chaney gets the offensive rebound, but steps out of bounds on that one. So a turnover going back to the Dothan Snipers. Inbound for the Snipers. That is Jamarcus Nunnally bringing it up. Fulmar for 3 on the front side, and it misses. Rebound there by Cornelius Thomas. Here come the Vipers back in transition. Free throw elbow jumper on the way. It's a bit short. Nunnally with the rebound. Here it comes up the other way. Nunnally looking across the way. He fires from 3 in front of the Viper bench. Can't hit. Fulmar with the offensive rebound. Goes back up for it. Jones met him at the top. Jones blocks him a second time and still stays with the Snipers. 3 ball on the way. Had to get it off quick, and Nunnally knocks it down. 1:07 to go in this first quarter. Fast-paced action here in this season-opening matchup between the Georgia Vipers and the Dothan Snipers. Spin move. Nice recovery there by Otis Jones for the basket. Good post move there to put the Vipers back up by 11. And we have a traveling violation, and the Vipers' full-court defense continuing to cause all sorts of problems. And that will prompt a timeout by the Dothan Snipers once again. 47 seconds to go in this first quarter. The Vipers up 33-22 over the Dothan Snipers. You are watching this broadcast of PBA basketball on Triangle Media by 1891. Coming out of the timeout here, Vipers feeding it down low to Otis Jones. Jones sent away there by Fulmar, but is recovered there by Chaney in front of the Sniper bench. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Using the screen from Jones, there is Chaney. Thought about the three, but instead gives it back out to Jones. He will fire from three, misses everything, and that is a rebound by Dartavious Thomas. Chaney forcing the steal near midcourt, 20 seconds left. Basically a 3-on-0 break for the Vipers if they can collect it. A three on the way, can't connect. Here come the Snipers the other way, that is Nunnally. And he turns it over near midcourt, 10 seconds left. Chaney thought about the three, head fake, drives inside for the pretty finish. 12-point lead for the Vipers. 13-point lead as a matter of fact, and that is how this first quarter will end on this matchup of PBA basketball on Triangle Media by 1891. The Georgia Vipers taking control early on in this one at the end of the first quarter of play. It is the Georgia Vipers 35, the Dothan Snipers 22.
Italian Twine offer detail and luxury with styles for both men and women.
I love them. Clean, go good with suits, like you say. Two young brothers, HBCU grads.
It's called Italian Twine. It's just a black-owned watch company. And, I'd like to support all black everything.
Also, shout out to Italian Twine for this amazing watch.
This is the one my wife got me. Love this watch. One of my favorite pieces. I always been in a watch. Always been collecting watches, man. And I really like this.
The Virginia-based company, founded in 2014, has been featured in Men's Health, The Robb Report, Black Enterprise, Huffington Post, New York Magazine, Cosmopolitan, and more.
The actual band is interchangeable. This is a fire brand, dope watch, man.
Welcome back to this broadcast on Triangle Media by 1891. About to get the second quarter underway between the Georgia Vipers and Dothan Snipers. Georgia already ahead 35-22. And the Snipers with the opening possession of the second quarter and already off to a bad start. A turnover right back to the Vipers. Transition basket, and Mendenhall airballs the layup. It will stay with the Vipers, however, but the Snipers are trying to plead their case that it should be their possession. And you probably see there Dartavious Thomas not too pleased with that call, but the possession will stay with the Vipers. Darrell White on the baseline drive, and offensive foul. The basket does not count, and we go back the other way here in the early part of the second quarter. 15 seconds gone by. Thomas breaking the full court press. That's been causing him a whole bunch of problems. And Fulmar gets the contact on Otis Jones. He draws the foul and gets himself to the line for 2 free throws. Story of that first quarter is the Georgia Vipers reverting to that full court press defense and causing the Snipers a whole bunch of issues. One of the big reasons as to why the Vipers currently enjoying this 13-point lead, but Fulmar has a chance to cut into that one, and he does with that opening free throw. Cortez Chaney and Alquan Mendenhall had some nice performances in that first quarter. Really spearheading the way in scoring for the Vipers. Second free throw from Fulmar on the way. Rattles that one home. Snipers now trailing by 11. And the Snipers reverting to a little bit of full court pressure defense. So trying to give the Vipers a taste of their own medicine. Cortez Chaney bringing it up into the front court. So not necessarily pressure defense there by the Snipers, but really trying to give a little bit of a closer eye there as that is knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Terrell Evans. And so Vipers remaining in possession on that inbound. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. White for three. Rims that one off the back iron. Rebound there by the Snipers. Here they come. Here is Murray. Nice ball movement there. 3 ball on the way. It barely hits the front of the iron. Rebound bounces to Otis Jones. Vipers in transition. 3-on-3. A pull-up 3 on the way. Mendenhall bricks that one. Rebound by Fulmar, and here come the Snipers back the other way. 3 ball in front of the Viper bench. Yes, sir. And the Snipers back to within double digits. A 3 ball by Jordan Allen. 35-27 now. 8:38 gone by in the second quarter. Chaney with it, being guarded closely by Allen. Chaney draws the contact on Jordan Allen, and he will draw the foul. It is a on-the-floor foul, so no free throws involved. And the Vipers inbounding it on the side of the court where our camera is being set up. On the inbound, that is Darrell White. Now finding Ezell Pierce, who's checked back in. Pierce with the spin move. Fulmar knocking it away. Jones right at the free throw line. And that is Pierce trying to tap it in. He doesn't. Fulmar with the defensive rebound for the Snipers. And here they come up the other way. Murray, a 3 on the way. And that's Nunnally, beg your pardon. Can't connect there. And Otis Jones gobbles up that rebound there as well. 2 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Chaney, nice feed down low to Jones. Can't connect. Second opportunity. He is going to draw the foul and gets himself to the line. Otis Jones been very active down low. Been giving the Vipers some nice defense at the post there. And has himself a chance to get on the board here with a couple of free throws. Free throw on the way. It's a bit short. And so the Snipers will bring in some substitutions. Berkeley Brooks wearing the number 0, checking in. Looking to give the Snipers some valuable minutes here. Second free throw on the way from Jones. Brings it up, and it's good. So he splits the free throws. Vipers holding to a 9-point lead here as they bring it up the floor. Terrell Evans on the far side. Another whistle, and we have a travel on the Snipers. Darrell White on the inbound. Chaney to bring it up. 7:40 to go here in this first half. Chaney stops and pops from 3 and gets that one to fall. Vipers back up by 12 here. 7.5 to go in the second quarter. Nunnally into the front court now. Chaney keeping an eye on him on defense. Nunnally using the screen. 3 ball in response, and rainbows that one in. Snipers trailing by 9 once again. Chaney, a 3 in response, and it is a give and take right now between these two teams as Chaney puts the Vipers back up by 12. 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Vipers still very much in control of this one. Trey Jackson, the bounce pass to Nunnally for another 3 and can't connect. Berkeley Brooks with the offensive rebound, batted away, but it is recovered by the Snipers. Evans feeding it down low, or trying to, however. The Vipers in transition. Chaney all alone at the other end, puts it in, and the Vipers up by 14 in this one here. 6:39 to go here in the second quarter. Snipers have got to find a way to be able to break this defense here by the Vipers because they are just absolutely smothering them right now. Evans looking for somebody. Finds Jackson beyond the three-point line. Free throw elbow jumper, misses everything. Offensive rebound still stays with the Snipers. Nunnally feeding it down low to Fulmar. Can't convert. Mendenhall with the rebound off the floor. And it is stolen away by Nunnally in the backcourt. Nunnally drawing some contact. Can't convert the basket, but gets himself to the line for 2 free throws. Pace almost reaching a frenetic level here between these two teams. Vipers still very much in control, but the Snipers are trying to at least make things interesting right now. They're still trying to find an answer for that full court press defense. And so Jamarcus Nunnally to the line for 2 free throws after drawing that contact. First free throw on the way and rims that one through. And some substitutions here. Cornelius Thomas checking in addition to Dartavious Thompson. Second free throw on the way from Nunnally is good, so he gets both of them to fall. Snipers cut the deficit to 12. 6:08 wait to go here in this first half. Thomas on the inbound. Snipers bringing up some backcourt pressure defense here. Chaney getting up into the front court here, being guarded closely by Jeremy Shannon. Chaney on the drive with the left hand and gets up in the air, draws the contact, and he gets himself to the line. Cortez Chaney has been very active so far for the Vipers and really doing a fine job here with this first half performance, leading the way as he's a big reason why the Vipers are up by 12. First free throw from Chaney is good. Extends the Viper lead to 13 with 5:55 to go in the second quarter. Second free throw on the way from Chaney. Rattles in and out. Wimberly with the rebound for the Snipers. Jackson into the front court, setting up the offense in front of the Viper bench. Jackson trying to go baseline. Drops it off to his teammate, and that was Berkeley Brooks, but he went up and down without getting a shot off, so that's a turnover by the Snipers and going right back to the Vipers. Thomas drives his way, gets into the lane, and count the basket and the foul. Cornelius Thomas taking it coast to coast there, and with that basket gives the Vipers a 15-point lead. Berkeley Brooks heading to the bench. There'll be one shot from the line here for Thomas. And he gets the and one. 16-point lead for the Vipers, their largest in this contest. Jeremy Shannon bringing it up into the front court. Shannon, jump stop, kicks it out to Jackson. Jackson on the drive, nice feed, but we have a whistle and a foul on the floor, as that was Robert Lampley who was the recipient down low, and a foul called on the Vipers. Shannon to inbound it for the Snipers. 5:24 left to go here in the second quarter as they trail by 16. Another turnover as Mendenhall gets the steal. Maurice Butler in transition, trying to look for Thompson on that bounce pass. Last touch by the Snipers, and that was Jordan Neal on the defense to put a stop to that fast break. And we will have some substitutions here. And will be a timeout on the floor. 5:19 to go in the second quarter. The Vipers very much in control of this one, leading the Snipers by a score of 48-32. You're watching PBA basketball on Triangle Media by 1891. Welcome back to our broadcast of PBA basketball on Triangle Media by 1891. Georgia Vipers leading the Dothan Snipers by a score of 48-32. Vipers on the inbound. It is Izell Pierce. Pierce, the left-handed finish at the rack, and it is good. And the Vipers continuing to stretch this lead. 50-32 here. We're coming up on the midway mark of the second quarter. Jackson driving in on Thompson. Loses control, but recovers it quickly. Neal now with it in front of the fans there, going toward his right-hand side. Drive there by Shannon. Stops in front of the free throw elbow. Mid-range jumper rattled home by Fulmar. Cuts the deficit to 16. The Vipers continuing to push. Mendenhall trying to find some way around his defender. He will fire from three anyway. Off back iron. The rebound is collected by Neal. Neal up the other way for the Snipers. A floater in the painted area. Gets his own rebound and cleans up the mess. 14-point deficit now for the Snipers as they trail 50-36. 4:17 to go in the first half. Pace a little slower here in the second quarter, but the Vipers still very much in control. Coming out to help is Maurice Butler. There is Thomas with the fadeaway mid-range jumper. No good. Neal gets the rebound. And the Snipers going to slow play this a little bit. Neal on the drive with the left hand and the finish. And the Snipers starting to feel it a little bit. Deficit is now 12. Here come the Vipers the other way. Butler, a 3 in response, and rattles that home. Good way to stop that short little run there by the Dothan Snipers, and the Vipers continuing to keep them at arm's length. 3:36 to go in this one as they lead by 15. Off the spin move, Jordan Neal finishes that one. Neal having himself a nice stretch here in this second quarter. 3:25 to go on the drive. Nice feed, but it was mishandled a little bit there. Izell Pierce had the right idea in transition there, but the Vipers could not corral that one. And so we'll go right back to the Snipers. That is Alquan Mendenhall staying behind to provide a little backcourt pressure to the Snipers. Inbound to Trey Jackson. Mendenhall keeping an eye on him. Jackson breaks the pressure. Going to drive it to the basket himself and cannot get the basket, but does draw the contact, however. But they say the foul is on the floor, so no free throws for Trey Jackson, although he would have loved those. Now 3:14 to go. Jackson on the inbound. Finds Jordan Neal. Neal to his right-hand side. Steps back from the defense towards the Viper bench. Lampley coming out for the screen. Neal decides not to use it. There's a drive by Fulmar and a foul on the floor, and Pierce holding up his arm, saying that he was responsible, so they'll call him for the foul. 3-minute mark to go here in this first half. Vipers still very much in control. 53-40 advantage. And the Snipers bringing in some substitutions. That's Jordan Allen who comes back into this one. He gets the offense set up right on the inbound. Fulmar provides the screen. Allen for 3. Rattles in and out. Rebound there for the Vipers, and that looks to be Butler with the rebound. Butler trying to take it himself, and the floater drops home there to put the Vipers back up by 15. Jackson up the floor using the screen. Using the screen by Lampley. Baseline drive by Allen. The finish, but he stepped out of bounds. A turnover right back to the Vipers. 2:30 to go in this one as Thompson brings up the court for the Vipers. Thompson gets himself into the air, draws the foul, and gets himself to the line. Jordan Allen can't believe it. Allen had him watched very closely, but lost a step. And on that contact, Dartavious Thompson to the line for 2 free throws. 2:22 left to go in this one. Thompson's free throw rattles in and out. So first free throw missed. Second free throw on the way is up and good. So Thompson splits the free throws, and we now have a 16-point margin for the Vipers. Allen up the floor beyond the three-point line. Decides not to use the screen from Lampley. Off the glass, too strong. Cannot finish. Last touch by the Vipers, it seems. It will stay here on this side of the floor, so the Snipers retain possession. 2:10 to go. Have to wonder if maybe Dothan can make this a single-digit game before halftime. Jackson off the inbound, uses a Lampley screen. A 3 on the way, and that rattles in and out. Lampley goes over the back. They call him for a loose ball foul as he tried to tap that one to his Sniper teammate. Chaney now set on the inbound, and he brings it up the floor for the Vipers. Actually, that's Butler, beg your pardon. Butler to his right-hand side. Goes in between the defense. How in the world did he do that? Maurice Butler giving the Vipers an 18-point lead. Now final 2 minutes of this second quarter. A whistle and looks like an offensive foul. It was away from the ball. And so the Vipers have possession yet again, and the Snipers bringing in a whole fleet of substitutions here. They need to find some sort of combination that's going to get them back into this one because they are watching this game slip away from them already. Butler drawing contact in the backcourt. That was Evans who was hounding him back there, and they'll call him for the foul. Clock stops at 1:41. With the amount of fouls there, this will send Maurice Butler to the line for 2 free throws again. And so the Snipers continue to have all sorts of problems here. And the Vipers will be in the bonus for the remaining 141 of this first half. Butler's first free throw off right iron. Gets a hand slap there from Ezell Pierce. Alquan Mendenhall giving him a little pep talk there as he gets ready for his second free throw. Butler's second free throw up and good. Lead now stretched to 19 for the Vipers. 1:37 to go in the first half. Neal with it into the front court. Neal driving to his left-hand side. Kicks it back out. That was to Thomas. A three on the way. Rebound collected by Pierce. Ripping that one away from Evans. And they're going to call this one a jump ball as Evans was able to keep a hand on that one. While Ezell Pierce had the height advantage, I'll tell you what, Terrell Evans did a fine job just to force that jump ball. So they'll go by possession arrow, and the possession arrow is with the Dothan Snipers, and so they get possession. And stand corrected. They will correct this call on the floor, so the Georgia Vipers will be the ones with possession. Inbound to Butler. There is Evans in the backcourt providing some pressure there. 80 seconds remaining in this first half. Butler into the front court. 17 seconds left on the shot clock. Pierce well towards midcourt to get this offense set up. 1:10 left. Pierce tried the spin move. Fadeaway mid-range jumper. It goes off of everything. Thomas with the rebound for the Snipers and trying to push it ahead. He gets some offense going. Neal away to Evans. Tries to drive baseline. Back to Neal. Neal driving into the lane. Nice feed to Wimberly for the finish up the glass. Snipers now trailing by 17. 45 seconds left in this first half. Thompson on the drive. Goes towards the baseline. Brings it back out. There is Pierce right near the camera angle. Stolen away there by Nunnally. And he coasts in for the easy finish. Cuts the deficit to 15 points. 26 seconds left to go in this first half. Mendenhall to Butler at the far corner. Finds Pierce. And that was a steal there. Good read there by Jordan Neal. 2-on-1 for the Snipers. Neal at the glass for the nice finish. Deficit now at 13. 10 seconds left in this first half. Trying to push it ahead to Butler. It's a turnover, and the Snipers will have one more shot before halftime. Pushing it ahead, and we have a foul on the floor as Neal tried to drive towards the basket. Stops the clock with 4 seconds left. And it will be an inbound right by the scorer's table. Although Jordan Neal is standing at the free throw line thinking that there was going to be free throws, but that is not the case at all. Evans to inbound it by the Viper bench. And the clock runs out, and we will go right to halftime in this matchup between the Georgia Vipers and the Dothan Snipers. 59-46 in favor of the Vipers in their purple uniforms. We will step aside for just a moment. When we come back, we will give you a short synopsis of what took place in that first half, and we'll get you ready for the second half of action. You're watching PBA Basketball on Triangle Media by 1891. Halftime of this broadcast on Triangle Media by 1891. Your score, the Georgia Vipers leading the Dothan Snipers by a score of 59-46. That second quarter, essentially a draw between these two teams, 24 points apiece. And so that first quarter where the Georgia Vipers really took control still looms large as we are at halftime here of this PBA contest. Philip Kern on the call for Triangle Media by 1891. Glad you've been able to join us for this broadcast between these two teams. There are really a couple of pointers we want to bring up to you here. Overall, from a big picture standpoint, the Georgia Vipers really turning up the pressure on that defense, especially in the second half of that first quarter. A big reason why they are up by 13 points. Of course, not to be outdone, the individual contributions by Cortez Chaney and Alquan Mendenhall, they've really been showing up in big ways for this Georgia Vipers squad, and one of the big reasons as to why they are up by 13 points. And so we're definitely going to keep an eye on them specifically and see how they'll be able to follow up with those strong first half performances. Meanwhile, on the other side of things for the Dothan Snipers, really having a clear struggle with that first half, especially when they were coming across that Georgia Vipers full court press defense. Turnovers abounding. They really couldn't get a whole lot of shots. In fact, they were trying to get their offense set up, but really had a hard time doing so, especially when you consider how well that Georgia Viper defense was really just putting a chokehold on this one. And while there were some pretty good performances, Jamarcus Nunnally had some good shots, especially in that second quarter. Adrian Fulmar as well, having a couple of nice baskets here. But really for the Dothan Snipers, the big story for them has to be how will they make some adjustments in trying to figure out that defense by the Georgia Vipers, because you can really tell from that second half of the first quarter on, they were really having a lot of struggles. And while they did do a fine job in that second quarter of really holding serve, they're really going to need to try to find a way to cut into this deficit right now, because just holding serve and staying even is not going to get it done, thanks to the fact that the Vipers had a 13-point advantage in that first quarter. And so we will definitely see how they will get that done. A couple of sparks there for the Dothan Snipers. Jordan Neal and Jordan Allen really seemed to provide a couple of nice runs there for the Dothan Snipers as they were trying to bring them back into within at least single digits by the time the first half concluded, but still a ways to go for the Snipers, so we will see what type of adjustments they will make. Meanwhile, for the Georgia Vipers, I'm going to be really curious to see, aside from Cortez Chaney and Alquan Mendenhall, who else will be able to step up and provide a little bit more of an offensive threat consistently throughout that second half. Of course, with the way things are going right now, if the Vipers just continued to provide that type of pressure on defense, they may be well on their way to a victory over these Dothan Snipers, but still a whole half of basketball to play. And we'll see how things transpire as we get you ready for the second half of play. But for now, we will step aside for just a few moments, and at the conclusion of halftime, we will bring it all back here on Triangle Media by 1891. We will get you ready for the second half of play on Triangle Media by 1891. Philip Kern here on the call for the second half of the Georgia Vipers and the Dothan Snipers, coming up in just a few moments. Halftime concluded. Both teams are getting ready to take the floor to begin the second half of play in this PBA matchup, the Georgia Vipers and the Dothan Snipers. Season opening matchup. Philip Kern here on the call for Triangle Media by 1891. Glad you're able to join us for this one. Georgia Vipers out to a 59-46 lead, thanks in large part to a very strong first quarter. Both teams playing pretty evenly in that second quarter, but that first quarter is really the difference right now between these two teams. So this third quarter, at least the start of it, will be very fascinating, as this could be a big-time tone setter for both these teams. And the Snipers looking to try to get back into this one. They've been having a little bit of a struggle with that full-court press defense that the Georgia Vipers started to unleash on them towards the second half of that first quarter, and they've been trying to find an answer for it ever since. Snipers getting ready to inbound this one. As everybody getting set up and ready to go. Right on our screen, you can see Dartavious Thomas and Jordan Neal. Looks to be Neal that will be getting ready to inbound this one, as Thomas will run point for the Snipers. Alquan Mendenhall back there beyond the half-court line to provide some defensive pressure for the Vipers. Been continuing to implement that style of play from the first quarter on, and away we go as the third quarter begins. Thomas going towards the sniper bench. There is Jordan Neal beyond the three-point line using the screen, floating towards his right. Neal launches from three, and that rattles in and out. We have a loose ball foul as the ball was starting to come down. And so this will remain sniper basketball. As the Georgia Vipers looking to set back a little bit. They were throwing a bit of a zone look at the snipers there to get things going. Looked to be more of a 3-2 setup. Nunnally on the inbound. Jackson calling for it, and he has it. Jackson stops and pops from three. Air balls that one. And the rebound goes right to Izell Pierce, and the Vipers take it up the other way. Three ball right out of the chute. It is clanked off back iron. Chaney had the rebound and kicks it off his foot, and so that will be a dead ball. But Cortez Chaney in the right spot for that offensive rebound. And so a bit of a lucky break there as Chaney had looked to have an open lane towards that basket, but that kick ball brings a stoppage in play. Cornelius Thomas on the drive and finishes off the glass, and that's how the second half begins in this matchup. That's Cornelius Thomas with the basket. Vipers now have a 15-point lead once again. Nunnally into the front court, uses the screen from Fulmar. He fires from three, off back iron. Chaney tracking down the rebound, pushing it ahead in transition, and that is Pierce with the easy finish. Transition game working very well for the Vipers, now up by 17. Baseline drive for Nunnally. He can't finish off at the rack there, and it's a turnover going right back to the Vipers. Well, if you could sum up how things have been going for the Snipers, I think that drive by Nunnally could really personify that right there. Minute 20 gone by here in this third quarter. A turnover as a loose ball goes right back to Fulmar. Snipers into the front court. Fulmar on the drive. Kicks out to Jackson, trying to fight through the defense by Mendenhall, and draws a contact and gets the foul on the floor. And so Alquan Mendenhall called for the foul. And we'll have a substitution for the Vipers as Mendenhall will take a seat. And Shamir Hogan checking in for the first time. First opportunity we've had to call his name for this matchup. Guarding Thomas closely. Thomas on the drive, splits the defenders, and finishes with the bank shot. Octavius Thomas with that basket to bring the Snipers back to within 15. Coming up on 2 minutes gone by here in this third quarter. Chaney into the front court as the Snipers trying to provide some full court defense, and a nice feed down low to Cornelius Thomas for the finish. Puts the Vipers back up by 17. Nunnally going towards the Sniper bench. Finds Jackson as he comes out beyond the three-point line. Jackson trying to use a ball fake. Nunnally pops from three. Rattles in and out. The shot's just not falling for the Snipers. And the rebound goes right to Cornelius Thomas. He brings it up himself. Thomas crosses to his right. Elbow jumper. Rattles in and out. White with the rebound off the glass. And he gets himself to the line for 2 free throws. And so with a 7:33 mark here, Darrell White now for the Vipers will get to the line for 2 free throws. First one is up. And it quietly goes through. Substitution here for the Snipers as Terrell Evans checks back in. Can't miss him with those bright green shoes. White's second free throw on the way. And peacefully falls in. 19-point lead now for the Vipers. 7:30 to go in this third quarter. Thomas bringing it up the floor for the Snipers. Still looking for an answer here on the offensive end of things. Fulmar on the drive, and it is an offensive foul, and the turnovers continue for the Snipers. It's been a big problem for them for the first half onward. And here is Evans bringing up some pressure here on Shamir Hogan. Vipers break the pressure. Up and under finish at the glass is good by Cornelius Thomas. 21-point lead now for the Vipers, their largest of this contest. They don't look to be stopping anytime soon, and the Snipers looking for some type of spark to get things going. 3 minutes have gone by, and they've only scored 2 points already. A drive by Neal. He can't finish at the rack, and it's another rebound for the Vipers. Here they come the other way. Chaney, right inside the three-point line. Feeds it down low. It's a turnover forced by Evans. Snipers picking it up. That was Jordan Neal, and it's a loose ball back there. Evans trying to accelerate the tempo here. Feed down low. Chaney going right over the back for a foul. Draws the contact, and that is Fulmar, who went up for it, and he will get himself to the line for 2 free throws. Frenetic pace looking very similar to what we saw in the first quarter of this matchup. And Adrian Fulmar gets himself to the line for 2 free throws after that very hectic back and forth. And Fulmar gets that first one to drop. Cuts the Sniper deficit to 20. Second free throw from Fulmar is good, and this will prompt some substitutions. Chaney now with it on the inbound, brings it up into the front court. Vipers slowing it down just a little bit as Chaney elects to walk it up. White with it on the near side from our camera vantage point here. Hogan having a little trouble with that defensive pressure from Fulmar. And a bit of a scramble that falls out of bounds. Last touched by the Vipers, and the Snipers have created a turnover. Thomas on the inbounds, bringing it up the other way. 4 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Thomas fires from 3, misses everything. And here come the Vipers the other way, trying to push it ahead, and it's a turnover. Thomas picks up the steal off the loose ball. Back the other way, off the glass, can't finish. Fulmar trying to get the rebound, and instead it's Otis Jones. Jones, a bit of a wild pass, a turnover created by the Snipers, but that was Evans who steps out of bounds and goes back the other way to the Vipers. Substitution as Shamir Hogan getting ready to inbound this one. Terrell Evans coming back into the backcourt to provide some pressure for the defense. Hogan on the inbound to Chaney. Chaney running point. Chaney on the drive. Nice feed. Rejected there by the Snipers. Thomas picking it up off the floor, and here they come the other way. Stop and pop 3 from Shannon off right iron. And the rebound going back to the Vipers. And here is Darrell White into the front court. White tried the spin move. Good defense there by Thomas to stop him. White bringing it back out. Bit of a miscue there, but Hogan able to recover it. White, step back 3 on the way. Bingo. That's a 22-point lead now for the Georgia Vipers. Evans with it, using the screen. And ball loose on the floor, and it was kicked around by a couple of players, but it will go back to the Vipers, and that was Zay Wimberly, who was using the screen, trying to use a little pick and roll there, but could not convert. So clock stops with 4:39 to go, and we have a timeout on the floor. Georgia Vipers still very much in control of this one as they have stretched their lead to 22. We will step away for this timeout. More to come on Triangle Media by 1891 right after this. Coming out of the timeout, 4:37 remaining in this third quarter. The Georgia Vipers leading the Dothan Snipers by a score of 72-50. Philip Kern here on the call for Triangle Media by 1891, bringing you this matchup of PBA basketball. Maurice Butler checking back in from that timeout. He will inbound it, and the Snipers continuing to try to implement some full court pressure defense, trying to give themselves a spark to get back into this one. Hogan off the spin move. There is Izell Pierce from beyond the midcourt logo. He fires from 3, barely grazes front iron. Thomas with the rebound for the Snipers. Trying to push ahead. Baseline drive. Can't finish. Second chance basket there by Jeremy Shannon, and that one drops. Deficit is now 20 for the Snipers, and going back the other way, a bit of a wild layup there. And stepping out of bounds was Darrell White. And he can't get the free throw to fall off that basket there. So 74-52 is the score for the Vipers, and we will have possession going right back to the Snipers. 3:57 left here in the third. Snipers bringing it up into the front court. Jamarcus Nunley, who's just checking back in here. Trey Jackson on the travel there. He moved his feet one a little too fancifully there. And so it goes right back to the Vipers. 3:36 to go here in the third. Chaney right in front of the Viper bench for three, off front iron. And the rebound falls right to Wimberly for the Snipers. Thomas on the drive. Jump stop. He's in a little bit of trouble trying to get out of this, and it's a jump ball, and it would actually be a timeout called by the Snipers. So a nice heads-up play there by Dartavious Thomas, as he was in a little bit of a jam there as he came to a stop in between that double team. 3:13 to go in the third. Georgia Vipers still very much in control, 74-52 lead. We'll step away for this timeout, and we'll be back right after this. .313 to go here in the third quarter. Vipers leading the Snipers by a score of 74-52. Philip Kern here on the call. Glad you're able to join us for this broadcast of PBA basketball on Triangle Media by 1891. Dartavious Thomas at the controls for the Snipers, trying to make a dent into this deficit before we get to the fourth quarter. Jackson pulling back out. Three ball on the way. Rims in and out. Pierce had the rebound for just a moment. We had some contact as Thomas tried to rip it out, but they call him for a loose ball foul, and so the Vipers will have possession once again. 2:55 left here in the third. Snipers bringing some pressure in the backcourt. Butler at the controls, bringing it up into the front court. Butler hitting the accelerator on the drive, gets the foul and the act of shooting there, and so he gets himself to the line for two free throws. Jordan Neal throwing up his hands in a bit of frustration. It's been that kind of matchup here today for the Dothan Snipers. Really haven't had much of a chance to get anything going here. And Butler to the line for the first of two. First one falls in with ease. 23-point lead now for the Vipers, their largest of this contest. Butler's second free throw. Sends it away, and it is good. 76-52 now for the Vipers. 2:42 left to go in the third quarter. Nunley with it into the front court. Nunley on the drive. Floater off the glass and in. And so Jamarcus Nunley taking things into his own hands to try to get things going. There is Dominic Hershey trying to fight the full court pressure defense of the Snipers and launches it out of bounds as he tried to pass that one off. And so the Snipers now have possession again. Nunley into the front court. Fires from three on the way. Can't connect. Neal with the rebound and with the offensive rebound and second chance point, it goes in. Cuts the deficit to 20 now for the Snipers. 2:09 left in the third. Darrell White into the front court, being guarded closely by Jamarcus Nunley. Cortez Chaney now with it. He's been a bit of a standout from that first half. Been a little quiet in the second half, however. White to his left for three. Off left iron. Tapped away by Thomas into the hands of Jordan Neal, and here it comes the other way. 1:43 left. Neal on the drive, hangs up in the air, and rims that layup home. Jordan Neal bringing the Snipers to within 18, forcing a turnover in the backcourt. Nunnally trying to pick it up, and there's Dominic Hershey, who gets tripped up, and it will be a foul on the Snipers. And so trying to give the Vipers a taste of their own medicine here. They give themselves a chance to get back into this one, at least make the deficit a little more manageable before the end of this third quarter. .130 to go as Jamarcus Nunnally getting ready to inbound for the Snipers. Right on the near side of the court where our camera is set up. Inbounds it to Evans, and he just shovels it back to Nunnally. Using the screen there from Wimberly. There's a switch there. Oh, nice crossover there from Nunnally. He can't connect, however, but Chaney comes down with the rebound for the Vipers. Good heads-up play there to throw it off the leg of one of the Snipers, and will maintain Viper possession. That was Jordan Neal who was down on the ground there. And Chaney with a nice heads-up play to throw the ball off his leg as he fell out of bounds. 1:08 to go here in the third. Vipers still very much in control of this one. Butler brings it up to the front court. Pierce crossing over to his right, finds a lane to drive into, goes off glass, can't connect, but gets the contact and gets himself to the line for two more. Isaiah Pierce at the line now for the Vipers. Trying to get two more free throws here. Final minute of play here in the third. First free throw on the way from Pierce, and it is good. Second free throw on the way from Pierce. Off front iron, so he splits those free throws. Snipers bringing it up the floor here, 52 seconds to go. Jackson on the drive. Tries to dish it out, but it is a bit of a scrum of humanity on the floor. Pierce looked to have that on the loose ball there, and timeout has been called by the Georgia Vipers. Good heads-up play there by Isaiah Pierce, so we will step aside for just a moment. 44 seconds left to play here in the third. 48 seconds, rather. The Vipers still very much in control. 77-58 lead over the Dothan Snipers. We'll be back in just a moment. Out of the timeout here, 48 seconds left to go as both teams back on the floor. Butler giving it up to Chaney in the front court here for the Vipers. Chaney on the drive, kicks out to Butler. Good ball movement. Hershey, a three ball in the near pocket. Rims in and out. Offensive rebound by Pierce, sent away by Wimberly on the block. And here come the Snipers the other way. Neal in transition, finding his teammate Nunnally for the basket. Deficit is now 17 for the Dothan Snipers. .18 seconds left. Close defense there at the center court logo, and a foul there on the drive as Darrell White heading towards the basket. They get Trey Jackson. Kind of bear hugged him on the way there. And instead it will be an inbound underneath the Sniper basket by Darrell White. 12 seconds left to go in this one. Inbound to Chaney on the bounce. Chaney goes behind the back. Chaney, a three in front of the Viper bench, doesn't connect. Neal with the rebound, 3 seconds left. Nunnally has to get a shot off. He does. And overshoots the backboard, and that is how this third quarter ends. Georgia Vipers having to feel pretty good about where they stand right now at the end of three. It is the Georgia Vipers 77, the Dothan Snipers 60. We'll be back for more action of this PBA broadcast on Triangle Media by 1891. Don't go anywhere.
Whoa! Personal foul.
What the feezy?
You can't use a beard trimmer below the 50-yard line. This is the Waterproof Lawnmower 4.0 by Manscaped.
What's the difference?
It's got new skin-safe technology to help reduce cuts and nicks. It's powerful, yet gentle, just like me. Dog, I appreciate you. Woo. Hey, watch out. I'm not ticklish. Get yours at manscaped.com.
Welcome back to our PBA basketball broadcast on Triangle Media by 1891. Still very much the Georgia Vipers game to lose at this point of 77-60 as we begin the fourth quarter of action. Philip Kern here on the call. Glad you're able to join us. An 18-14 quarter in favor of the Georgia Vipers. And three ball from Mendenhall on the way and getting right out of the bench there. Alquan Mendenhall didn't see much action in that third quarter, but right off the bench, he gets that three ball to fall. Fulmar passing out of that double team. There's a drive, and it's a double dribble being called on Jeremy Shannon. And so another turnover. That's been the story for this Dothan Snipers team so far. Having a lot of issues with turnovers as Chaney brings it up into the front court. Cortez Chaney had a strong first quarter. Has been a little quiet since, but it's been a nice team effort by this Vipers team. Otis Jones off front iron. Dartavious Thomas with the rebound, pushing it ahead. Thomas to Neal for the finish at the glass. And that's the first bucket of the fourth quarter. White getting the offense set up for the Vipers here. About a minute gone by in this fourth quarter. Do the Snipers have a little bit left in them, or will the Vipers take further control? Mendenhall on the drive. He had all sorts of space in front of him. He can't finish. And Jeremy Shannon brings down the rebound. That's a little bit of a surprise there. Baseline drive for Fulmar and gets it to fall off the glass. Cuts the deficit now to 16 for the Snipers. And Chaney walking this one up here. Draws the contact and the foul on Jeremy Shannon. And it actually looks to be an offensive foul on Cortez Chaney. So a timeout called as both teams will head to their benches. A full timeout, so we will take a timeout as well. Minute and a half gone by here with 8:37 left in the fourth quarter. Georgia Vipers still very much in control. An 80-64 lead over the Dothan Snipers. Both teams taking the floor after their respective team huddles here. And actually a foul that Chaney drew on that drive there. So Vipers maintain possession. A new shot clock for them. 8:32 left in the fourth quarter as we are well underway here in this matchup of these PBA teams. White on the drive towards the baseline, draws the contact, and he gets the foul. As Darrell White pretty pleased with himself as he struts toward the free throw line. And so a chance to add to the Viper lead with a clock stoppage here. 8:21 left in the fourth. White makes the first free throw. And I give credit to the Georgia Vipers. That's one of the big reasons why they have this double-digit lead. They've been doing very well at the cherry stripe. As White sinks the second. Puts the Viper lead back to 18 with 8:19 to go in this fourth quarter. Vipers unleashing that full court press defense again. And it already creates dividends. It's another turnover for the Georgia Vipers. The Vipers see that the Snipers are not doing very well with that full court press, and they decide to bring that back out for the fourth quarter of action here. Chaney on the far side of the court. Bounce pass inside, and Mendenhall with the finish. Vipers back up by 20. Chaney trying to force the steal in the backcourt. Thomas nearly lost it. Brings it up into the front court again. Spin move by Jordan Neal. Brings it out beyond the three-point line. 15 seconds left on the shot clock as he's toward his own bench. Allen, a three off front iron. Chaney trying to go up for the rebound and does. Pushing it ahead to Darrell White, and he finishes with ease at the rack. 86-64 now. And a loose ball, a jump ball called as Jeremy Shannon nearly lost that one. Possession arrow going towards the Dothan Snipers, and so they will maintain possession here. At least that was the indicator from the scores table. In fact, instead of that, they will do a traditional jump ball right at the center logo. So Jeremy Shannon and Darrell White will jump for it. Last touch by Mendenhall, and so the Snipers will end up with possession. 7:30 to go in this fourth quarter. Vipers maintaining a 22-point lead here. Inbound fed down low as Jones reached around for that one on Fulmar, and he'll get called for the foul. Otis Jones acting in a little bit of disbelief over that call, but that was the right one. Thomas on the inbound, finding Fulmar down low, and he can't finish. Taps it back out. Neal off the spin move and gets the shooter's roll. Jordan Neal has definitely been a bright spot for the Snipers here in the second half. Still, as they trail by 20, and that is the drive by Cornelius Thomas, and he gets the finish. Lead back to 22 here for the Vipers as they continue to press it defensively. Three-pointer off the back iron. Thomas had the rebound for just a second. Chaney ends up recovering it off the steal. Here come the Vipers the other way. White pulls up from three, and everything's starting to fall now for the Georgia Vipers. 25-point lead, their largest of this matchup. Neal into the front court, loses possession as he tried to split the defenders, and another turnover. Actually, they're going to say it was last touched by a Viper, and so it will stay with the Snipers. Instead, we will have a timeout on the floor to talk things over. 6:39 to go in this fourth quarter. All Georgia Vipers right now as they look to be closing in on a win here against these Dothan Snipers as they currently lead 91-66. You are watching PBA basketball on Triangle Media by 1891. Coming out of the timeout, 6:39 to go in this matchup here between the Georgia Vipers and the Dothan Snipers. Vipers having to feel pretty good about where they stand right now, ahead 91-66. Really been a great team effort for this Viper squad as they really unleashed the Kraken with that full court defense, and the Snipers have had no answer for it from essentially the first quarter on. On the inbound, there it is to Fulmar on the low block. Nice feed to his teammate Jordan Neal for the finish out the glass. Good ball movement there. Chaney breaks the full court press. Three ball from Mendenhall on the way and makes him pay for that one. Nice look on the near corner, and the Vipers now up by 26. Nice transition, and Jordan Neal once again. We've been saying his name a lot in the second half. Having himself a nice game with a good assist from Nunnally. Otis Jones breaks through the entire defense, bobbles it, and gets called for the travel. One of the few things that has gone wrong for the Vipers here in this matchup. .605 left to go here with the Vipers head 94-70. Nunnally on the inbound to Octavius Thomas. 6 minutes left in the fourth. Jamarcus Nunnally now with it. Travels around the center court logo. Nunnally to his left. Driving into the lane. Good head fake there. Loses control, and White comes up with a steal. 3-on-1 break for the Vipers. Thomas gets fouled as he goes up and gets the layup, and he will get the and one opportunity. Vipers continuing to pull away on this one, and Cornelius Thomas, who's had a quietly effective game here, has the and one opportunity right before him. Free throw on the way, rattles in and out. The rebound goes to Fulmar. One of the rare times the Vipers missed a free throw there. Jordan Neal on the drive and cannot finish. Jackson tried to tip it in. He couldn't connect. Thomas with the rebound. The bounce pass on the way. Mendenhall, another three. Can't connect. Offensive rebound going back to the Vipers. White doing some work on the glass and gets the third chance bucket. 98-70 now for the Vipers, and this is really getting out of hand. 5:10 to go in the fourth quarter, and a steal as Mendenhall had the ball thrown right to him. White in the clear all by himself, and the lead continues to grow after that transition basket. 30-point lead now for the Vipers, and they show no signs of letting up here. Thomas nearly getting the steal in the backcourt. Thomas breaks the pressure. Bounce pass. Three ball on the way. Still can't connect. It was a good look for the Snipers. And here come the Vipers the other way. Chaney with a 2-on-1. He'll pop from three. Rattles in and out. Thomas had nobody in front of him. Gets the offensive rebound. And this is just blown wide open for the Georgia Vipers. 102-70 with 4:33 left to go. And the Vipers look to be well on their way with securing a victory in this one. We'll step aside for this timeout, and we'll be back with more PBA basketball on Triangle Media by 1891.
Tour be lit. First of all, to even be on tour, you got to be one of the super duper flies.
People in Atlanta, they love Slutty Vegan, but like outside of Atlanta, it's crazy.
The adrenaline rush that you get from it is amazing.
We do celebrity events, casting calls, video shoots.
When they say it's fresh and ready to go, like it's fresh and ready to go. We do it all ourselves. No machines, no nothing. We literally just got flat tops, grills, and fryers.
Being on the road and being on tour specifically, it's like you're a celebrity.
Been to Boston, Tampa, Alabama a few times, North Carolina.
The fact that we are able to travel together is like a whole different relationship.
I like to call us we're like Fast and Furious, right? Like it's, we're on the road. We're not in expensive cars or muscle cars, but we're in a big giant yellow truck.
If somebody's got it and they're special and you see it and you want to work somewhere where you can just be yourself, this is the place. We make good tip money. You get to meet all types of people and it's fun.
It's been all Georgia Vipers here in this fourth quarter. They've stretched their lead to the largest it's been in this matchup, 102-70. 32-point lead here as the Dothan Snipers will try to at least make some type of headway on this deficit, but right now they've been running out of answers here against this Vipers defense. And we have a foul on the floor. It will stay with the Snipers, and so they will get the Georgia Vipers for a foul. Jeremy Shannon going towards the Sniper bench to inbound. And here is Terrell Evans. Getting ready to bring it up the floor. Evans to his left side. And another steal for the Vipers. 3-on-1 break here. Thompson pulls up. No good. Offensive tip in. Does not go down for Cornelius Thomas. Zay Wimberly with the rebound and sending it to the other way. And it's another turnover. Thomas gets the feed and slams it down in the clear. Cornelius Thomas was all alone out there. And the Vipers continue to just hound this Dothan Snipers team, and they just don't seem to have an answer for this defense. They are swarming everywhere. Jordan Allen right in front of us, getting ready to inbound. Right on the near side of the court here. 3:53 to go in this fourth quarter. Allen on the inbound to Terrell Evans. Evans using the screen from Wimberly. Trying to use a give and go setup play here. Wimberly spinning over his left shoulder. There's an offensive rebound by Allen. He goes up, draws a contact, and he gets himself to the line. So rare occurrence, we will have a Dothan Sniper at the line for 2 free throws. Clock stop with 3:41 left to go. And barring a miracle here, the Georgia Vipers look to come away with a victory in this one as Allen bricks the first free throw. Lampley and Wimberly there on the block for the Snipers to try to collect the rebound. Second free throw on the way. Rims in and out, and so missing both free throws there as Isaiah Pierce collects the rebound. 3:36 remaining in the fourth. Chaney to his right. Good ball movement here for the Vipers. Pierce, good look at a three, and off right iron. Allen collects the rebound. That was Maurice Butler who was trying to really hound him there. Good feed to Wimberly. He can't finish right at the glass. Pierce comes down with that rebound after a couple of tips. Pierce bringing it up into the front court. 3:08 remaining in this fourth quarter. Pierce drives to his right. Good kick out. 3-ball on the way. Too strong. Chaney with the rebound. Kicks it back out. Thomas pulls up from mid-range. Off back iron. Chaney tips it back. And it goes right to the hands of Jordan Allen. Allen with a 3-on-2, but pulls it up. Allen, baseline drive, and a nice finish. 32-point deficit now. 2:41 remaining in the fourth. Chaney just walking this up. No incentive to hurry here for the Georgia Vipers. Chaney in front of his bench finds a cutting Thomas. Nice finish at the glass. 2:24 left as the Vipers maintain their 34-point lead. Jordan Allen gets the contact and the basket, and he will get a free throw opportunity. Jordan Allen has been pretty active in this fourth quarter. Him and Jordan Neal have been a bit of a bright spot for these Dothan Snipers, but very much a case of too little, too late here as Allen misses the free throw for the and one opportunity, and that was Cornelius Thomas on the rebound. Actually, that's Isaiah Pierce with the rebound as he brings it up himself. Drawing the contact was Zay Wimberly, but did not have his feet set, so they will call him for the blocking foul. Stops the clock with 2:11 remaining. And on the inbound, it becomes Isaiah Pierce. Brings it up the floor. That's actually Pierce right there. So that was Cornelius Thomas who had it initially. Pierce up and under. Can't finish. Wanted the foul call as he hit the deck, but Zay Wimberly has the rebound. Wimberly goes for it himself and goes coast to coast for the finish. Cuts the lead to 30 now with 1:55 remaining. Georgia Vipers well on their way to securing a victory here. Running into Cornelius Thomas, and there's a turnover. 2-on-1 break for the Snipers. Oh, and trying to go for the jam there on Thomas. That was Jeremy Shannon, and he gets to the line instead. And that was actually Isaiah Pierce who was providing the defense there, and so Shannon gets to the line for 2 free throws. Trying to go for the posterizer dunk. Would have been a nice highlight there for the Dothan Snipers. They haven't had very much to cheer about in this matchup here today. First free throw from Shannon is up and good. Cuts the lead to 29 as Georgia Vipers going through some substitutions here. Otis Jones checking back in. Yeah, looks like we're going to have a whole host of substitutions now as this game very much well in hand with 1:36 remaining. We've got a little bit of a shouting match going on between the Georgia Vipers and Dothan Snipers coaching staff. Don't see that very often there. Second free throw on the way from Shannon. Bounces around and falls out of bounds, but it was last touched by the Vipers, and you can see Dominic Hershey and Otis Jones having a little moment of frustration there as Hershey thought he had the rebound and bumped into his teammate, and so the Snipers had the ball back. 1:35 remaining in this fourth quarter. Berkeley Brooks, baseline drive, gets the basket and the foul, and gets himself to the line. .132 remaining in this fourth quarter. Berkeley Brooks, free throw on the way, doesn't connect. Otis Jones skies for that rebound, and Hershey brings it up the floor on the far side. Hershey on the drive, sent that one away was Jeremy Shannon, but there is a foul, and I think they're going to get Shannon for that one, and so Dominic Hershey gets to the line for 2 free throws. The Snipers making a little bit of a dent in this lead as Hershey does not connect on the first. But the Georgia Vipers are about a minute 19 away from securing this victory as Hershey misses both free throws. Shannon with the rebound, taking it up to the front himself. A 3 on the way from Evans off left iron. Hershey skying for it, but could not corral it. An offensive rebound for the Snipers. Fulmar for 3. It goes off front iron, and Ezra Williams getting a rebound right off the bench. Hershey into the front court, final minute of play. Uses the screen from Jones, loses it off his right leg. A three on the way. Hershey couldn't come down with it. Instead, that's Shannon. Sends Terrell Evans on his way, hits the afterburners. Goes up for the reverse layup and can't connect, but does draw the foul. And so with 47 seconds left, Terrell Evans to the line for 2 free throws. Said his name quite a bit in this one. First free throw on the way is good. Second free throw. Off back iron. And that is Otis Jones with the rebound. He was fouled as soon as he came down with that one, and so Ezra Williams will inbound it for the Vipers. Hershey brings it up to the front court. Final 40 seconds of regulation here in this one between the Vipers and the Snipers. Hershey tried to drive through the teeth of that defense and goes out of bounds. However, last touched by the Snipers, and Berkeley Brooks not happy with that call. 34 seconds remaining on this inbound. Finds Otis Jones. Jones had it stripped away from Evans, and he will try to fight the defense himself. Loses it on the way up. And a foul called as he was on a 1-on-2 breakaway. And Terrell Evans will get himself to the line. Final 30 seconds of play, what has been a very forgettable one for the Dothan Snipers. Fell behind early by 13 points and really could never recover after that. As Evans makes the first free throw. Lead stands at 25 right now for the Georgia Vipers. Second free throw on the way is up and good for Terrell Evans. So he makes the most of that opportunity there. Hershey into the front court. Jones up and under, can't finish. Rebound there for the Snipers. Here they come the other way. Bounce pass to Evans. Sent away on that one. 8 seconds left in this regulation. Three-pointer is short. Pushing it ahead, and that will do it. And time has expired, and this one is over. A final score of 106-82 in favor of the Georgia Vipers, and what a finish that was for the Georgia Vipers. Just want to give you some quick numbers here as we close things out. A big-time finish there, as it was a 29-22 quarter for the Georgia Vipers as they finish things off here. So an impressive opening win for the Georgia Vipers as they dispatch the Dothan Snipers 106-82 is your final. And we thank you for joining us here on 1891. This game brought to you by Triangle Media. This broadcast of PBA basketball. For everyone at 1891, my name is Philip Kern. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.